We love Vegas. The lights, the madness, the energy. But somebody's got to say it. The prices keep climbing while the quality keeps sinking. So let's pull back the curtain and expose what's really happening behind those shiny billboards and luxury ads. Ready? Let's roll the dice and start our countdown. Sticky carpets, creepy stains on the sheets, sky-high resort fees, Wi-Fi that costs more than lunch. Welcome to the not-so-glamorous side of Las Vegas. Today, we're diving straight into the top 5 most overrated, overhyped casinos right on the Strip. And no, we're not talking about some random off-strip dumps. These are the famous ones, the giants, the bucket list spots everyone books thinking they're getting that dream Vegas experience. Number 5, Luxor, the Black Pyramid of Vegas. The one shooting that massive beam of light into the night sky. You've seen it in movies, you've seen it in photos, and yeah, it looks insane from the outside. But step inside, and you'll realize that behind that futuristic look hides one of the most disappointing stays on the entire Strip. Let's talk about reality. Luxor's reputation has been sinking for years. It's now ranked among MGM's worst-performing properties, with profits slipping roughly 10% year over year. And when you scroll through actual guest reviews, you quickly understand why. Once upon a time, Luxor was the go-to for budget travelers. Cheap, fun, and iconic. Now, those budget prices are gone. Rooms that used to cost around $100 now run $150 to $250 before the mandatory resort fee. Add $39 per night plus taxes, and you're suddenly paying close to $300 for what feels like a cheap roadside motel, just shaped like a pyramid. And for that money, don't expect much. No coffee maker, no mini fridge. Seriously, and it's 2025 and you can't even chill a drink or make coffee in your own room. One guest, Sarah Mitchell, said she paid extra for early check-in that never happened. When she finally got her keys, the room was dark, musty, and nothing like the promo shots online. That's not a one-off. That's the vibe. And about that $39 resort fee, you'd think it covers some premium perks. It doesn't. The gym closes at 6 p.m. when most business guests are just wrapping up. The pool, seasonal, might not even be open. Room service, practically non-existent. So what exactly are we paying for here? Then come the horror stories. Guests finding hair all over the bathroom. Roaches, both alive and dead, crawling on the floor. Sheets that clearly weren't changed. Overflowing trash cans left untouched for days. One visitor said they had to call every day just to get clean towels because housekeeping never restocked. That's not just neglect. That's gross. And it doesn't stop there. Some guests said they felt genuinely unsafe after security ignored reports of aggressive or sketchy people in the hallways. That's not a service issue anymore. That's a security failure. The casino floor itself? A smoke cloud. Even in so-called non-smoking zones, the air reeks. Guests on the 22nd floor said they could literally smell the cigarette smoke rising from below. And those famous diagonal elevators climbing the pyramid walls? Guests described them as slow, shaky, and straight-up terrifying. Let's talk parking. Used to be free. Now you're paying $18 to $24 per day, if you can even find a spot. Because here's the trick. Once Luxor's lot fills up, security sends you to park at Mandalay Bay, almost 2 miles away. One guy circled the garage for half an hour, complained, and was told, "Well, you found parking, didn't you?" Classic customer service moment right there. And the location? Not great. Luxor sits way down on the far south end of the Strip. So if you want to see the Bellagio fountains or hit Caesar's Palace, get ready for a long walk or a $20 plus Uber ride. Sure, there's a tram to Mandalay Bay and Excalibur, but it barely helps if you're exploring beyond that corner. Here's the harsh truth. Luxor is trying to charge mid-tier prices while offering low-tier quality. It's a Vegas relic dressed up as a luxury experience, and people are finally noticing. From a distance, that glowing pyramid still looks legendary. But inside, you're paying premium prices for a fading memory. Number 4, Caesar's Palace. This one's going to surprise a lot of people. Caesar's Palace, the legendary casino that's been in more movies than half of Hollywood, the home of epic boxing matches and world-class concerts. It's the symbol of old-school Vegas luxury. But here's the harsh truth, that Caesar's magic is wearing off fast. 5 years ago, you could score a standard room here for about $180 a night. Now, Try $300 to $500. Add the $52 resort fee, one of the highest on the Strip, and you're dropping over $550 a night for a basic room. At that price, you'd expect first-class service, right? Yeah. No. Guests are calling Caesars out for rude dealers, an inconsistent staff, and sky-high prices that don't match the experience. One mid-level player, James Robertson, who usually bets around $100 a hand, said it best: "The rudest dealers I've ever met, and I've played all over Vegas. I was up $3 grand and they were rude. Lost it all and they were still rude." Never again, when a serious player says he's done forever with an iconic casino, that's not bad luck. That's a culture problem. And it's not just the dealers. The property itself is massive, almost a small city, which means your experience depends on luck. Stay in the newer Augustus Tower, and you might get five-star treatment. End up in the older Roman Tower, and suddenly you're in a time capsule with 2008 decor and views of a parking garage for the same price. Room quality is all over the place. Some are gorgeous, others are small, dated, and smell like cigarettes and cleaning spray. Yet you'll still pay premium prices because, hey, it's Caesar's Palace. Want Wi-Fi? That'll be another $15 a day. Yes, in 2025, even though you're already paying that huge resort fee, it's like paying for a gym membership and still getting charged to use the treadmill. And then there's the casino floor itself. Loud, packed, and confusing. Walking from one end to another feels like navigating a maze. Table minimums have skyrocketed too. Blackjack that used to start at $10 is now $25 to $50 even during off-peak hours. Roulette and craps, same story. Higher buy-ins, same odds, less fun. Let's talk food. Caesars has world-class dining, sure. Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen, Nobu, Amalfi. Incredible food, incredible prices. But prepare your wallet. A dinner for two at Hell's Kitchen can hit $300 easily. And if you just want a burger and fries at a casual spot, that's $28 before tip. Yeah, the location is prime, right in the middle of the Strip, steps away from Bellagio, Paris, and Flamingo. But ask yourself, is it worth it? Is that center Strip convenience really worth paying $500,000 for an outdated room and dealing with rude staff? Caesar's Palace still looks iconic. The columns, the statues, the fountains. But once you're actually inside, the shine fades fast. The property is banking on its legendary name while cutting corners everywhere else. At the end of the day, you're not paying for luxury. You're paying for the illusion of prestige, and that's an expensive illusion to keep alive. Number 3, Bellagio. The dancing fountains, the elegant conservatory, the art galleries. Bellagio once defined Vegas luxury. It was the standard, but that was then. Today, you're paying top-tier prices for what feels like a mid-2000s flashback. In 2025, a standard Bellagio room runs anywhere from $500 to $700 a night. Add the $62.36 resort fee, the highest on the entire Strip. And after taxes, you're looking at roughly $750 a night for a 27-year-old hotel. And those rooms? They've aged like milk. Guests describe them as dark, smoky, and outdated. Some even said they felt like stepping into 2004. At these prices, you'd expect near perfection. Instead, you get peeling wallpaper, weak AC, and views of the parking lot. One guest, Asharina Yukana, stayed there in 2023 and said her entire floor reeked of marijuana for 3 days straight. The smell was so bad it stuck to their clothes. And they actually got turned away from a fine dining restaurant because of it. That's not 5-star. That's embarrassing. And it's not just one bad experience. Many guests mentioned the same thing. Weed smell, cigarette smoke, and zero hospitality. One review literally said, $500 a night, and they couldn't even give me a bottle of water. No complimentary water at Bellagio. Meanwhile, budget hotels like Hampton Inn give it for free. The casino? Brutal for casual players. Bellagio is built for high rollers, not regular folks. Slot machines have some of the tightest payouts on the Strip. You can feel your bankroll vanish faster than your patience. Blackjack? $50 to $100 minimums are now normal. Want to play craps at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday? Good luck finding anything under $25. Even if you gamble, don't expect much love back. MGM's rewards program keeps getting worse. Smaller comps, weaker offers, tighter rules. It now takes way more gambling to get the same rewards you used to get years ago. Dining, just as painful. Prime Steakhouse, $200 per person. Lago, $150. Breakfast at Siddell's, $45 for eggs and toast. And the Bellagio buffet, once $35, now $75 for dinner. That's more than double for the same food. Yes, the fountains are still beautiful. Yes, the location is perfect. But for the price, you're better off staying at newer, fresher places like Aria or the Cosmopolitan. They've got better rooms, better service, and better value. Plain and simple. Bellagio's living off its reputation now. The name still shines, but inside, it's just an old hotel wearing designer clothes. Elegant on the outside, tired on the inside. Number 2, the Venetian and the Palazzo. You can't deny it. The Venetian and the Palazzo are gorgeous. They've got marble floors, indoor canals, gondolas, and suites bigger than most apartments. They look like luxury, but lately, they've turned into a trap for unsuspecting tourists. Let's start with the price. A standard suite now goes for $400 to $600 a night, plus the $55 resort fee. You're easily at $650 before taxes. And what do you get for that? A casino that's quietly rigging the odds against you. Both properties switched almost all their shoe blackjack tables to 6-to-5 payouts instead of the standard 3-to-2. Translation: when you hit blackjack, you win less money every single time. That small change adds about 1.4% more edge for the house. Doesn't sound huge. Over a weekend, that's hundreds of dollars out of your pocket. Here's the scam. They still have a few 3-to-2 tables, but those require $50 to $100 minimum bets. Everything cheaper? 6-5 only. And most casual players don't even realize it. They sit down thinking they're playing fair odds, but they're getting ripped off slowly and quietly. Even an experienced player, Marcus Chen, said, "Venetian used to be my favorite. Great rooms, fair games, solid comps. Then they switched everything to 6-to-5. I haven't gone back since." He's not alone. Meanwhile, casinos like Wynn, Treasure Island, and even Flamingo still offer 3-to-2 blackjack at lower limits. Venetian and Palazzo choose not to, because they can. And it's not just the games. Everything here is marked up to the extreme. Canyon Ranch Spa, $200 for a basic massage. A simple sandwich at Grand Lux Cafe, $32. Dinner at Bouchon, nearly $100 a plate. The suites are beautiful. No argument there. 700 square feet, plush beds, marble bathrooms. But under that shiny surface, the property is built to squeeze every last dollar out of you. From higher table minimums to overpriced food, it's all designed to make you feel like you're living the high life while draining your wallet dry. Venetian and Palazzo are breathtaking to look at, but brutal on your bankroll. It's luxury, with a catch. Number 1, Wynn and Encore. Luxury with a dirty secret. The Golden Twin Towers of Las Vegas. Wynn and Encore. If you've ever walked past them, you know. They look like perfection. Polished marble floors, fresh flowers, the softest lighting you've ever seen, the scent of money and exclusivity in the air. Everything screams you've made it, except maybe you haven't, because under that perfect surface hides one of the ugliest stories in modern Vegas. We're talking about the same company that built a billion-dollar empire on trust and luxury, and then, behind the scenes, got caught in one of the biggest casino scandals of the decade. Let's rewind. In 2024, Wynn Resorts got hit with a $130 million federal penalty. Why? Because they knowingly allowed unlicensed international money transfer businesses to funnel cash through their casino. That's right. While you were overpaying for breakfast and $25 blackjack, somebody else was quietly moving millions through back channels, and Wynn was just fine with it. These weren't small-time schemes either. The FBI uncovered fake flying money operations, agents transferring huge sums through multiple accounts, and even proxy gamblers placing bets on behalf of rich clients who couldn't legally play in the U.S. One agent alone moved over $18 million through Wynn Las Vegas. And the casino's response? Crickets. When the Justice Department finally stepped in, Wynn admitted wrongdoing. 15 people tied to the operation confessed to money laundering or related crimes. But that wasn't even the first time Wynn's been caught. Back in 2019, the Nevada Gaming Commission slapped them with a $20 million fine for ignoring multiple sexual misconduct complaints. Then Massachusetts fined them another $35.5 million for hiding those same issues during licensing. So, if you're keeping track, that's more than $185 million in fines and settlements since 2019. And guess who's paying for that? Not the executives, not the shareholders. You are. Through inflated room rates, through premium resort fees, through overpriced food and the tightest slot machines on the Strip. Let's talk about those prices for a second. A standard Wynn room that used to be around $300 a night, now it's $600 to $900, and with fees and taxes, you're looking at over $1,100 per night for a basic room. That's before you've even touched a roulette chip. And when you finally hit the casino floor, table minimums start at $25, but if you come during a weekend or busy hour, $100 minimums are standard. Video poker? Most machines are below 98% return. Slots? Tighter than your budget after one dinner at SW Steakhouse. Speaking of dining, SW charges $220 per person, wing lay, $180 plus. Even the casual cafe, Earth Bar, will run you $22 for a sandwich. And the buffet, $65 per person for breakfast. You're paying Michelin prices for Vegas portions. And look, the service is still top tier. The rooms are spotless, the pools are beautiful, the staff treats you like royalty. That's why so many guests say they love the experience, until they find out what's been going on behind the scenes. One longtime visitor, Jennifer Walsh, said it perfectly. I used to think Win meant class. Then I learned about the money laundering stuff. Now I can't unsee it. If they look the other way on that, what else are they ignoring? That's the thing. This isn't about one bad manager or a dirty room. This is about integrity. When a company's willing to risk federal charges just to keep high rollers happy, it tells you exactly where their priorities are. And it's not with you, the guest. So yes, Wynn and Encore are gorgeous. They'll make you feel rich, pampered, elite. But at the end of the day, that shine is built on something rotten. Behind every golden reflection is a shadow. And in Wynn's case, that shadow costs $130 million. Final thoughts. The real Vegas nobody talks about. Las Vegas will always be one of the most electric places on earth. The lights, the sounds, the chaos, it's intoxicating. The city was built to make you feel alive. But behind that glow, there's a reality that too many travelers ignore. Vegas has changed. The same casinos that once treated guests like royalty are now treating them like walking ATMs. What used to be free drinks and a smile has turned into fees, surcharges, and attitude. What used to be $10 blackjack tables are now $50 just to sit down. And those resort fees? They're no longer about perks, they're about profit. The truth is, most of these famous casinos are still running on their reputation, not their quality. They rely on nostalgia, on brand names that tourists recognize from movies and music videos. But step inside today, and it's a different story. Outdated rooms, exhausted staff, overpriced everything, and an attitude that says, "You're lucky to be here." Here's the thing though, Vegas isn't the problem. The city still has soul, the energy, the food, the nightlife. It's all incredible if you know where to look. You don't have to spend $700 a night to have the time of your life. There are smaller, newer, cleaner spots that treat you like a person, not a paycheck. Casinos like Treasure Island, Park MGM, and even some off-strip gems give you way more value for half the cost. So, before you book your next trip, take 5 minutes to read the reviews, the real ones. Because in Vegas, the difference between luxury and regret is about one click. And if you take away one thing from this video, let it be this. Vegas isn't just about the casino you stay in. It's about the experience you choose. Spend smart. Play smart. Don't let the neon lights blind you. Because in Sin City, not everything that glitters is gold. Thanks for watching, legends. Drop a comment below. Tell me which Vegas casino you've stayed at, and if your experience was a jackpot or a total bust. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned, because next week we're exposing the 5 most underrated casinos that actually deserve your money. Vegas might be built on illusion, but here we deal in reality.